Hey everybody, Norm over here, and we have our special amp guru, Paul Rivera over here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Has designed these small amps for us that we really love. And but what we did was we had some that we did in 25 watts and that were killer. But then we heard one that Paul did that boosted it up to 50. And these are really the complete bomb. It's a lot of sound coming out of a very small amp.
That's right.
And they're really cool. And we just got in some colors. So we got hippie LSD purple. We got the cream color, you know, for you a little more subtle, sweet type folk.
There we go.
And then we got rock and red over here.
Yeah.
And these amps are really great. And then we've got them in black if you just like the traditional black. So we try to have kind of a cool offering for each. Paul, why don't you tell us about what these things do? And I mean, I'm proud to have an exclusive on these, and I hope you guys get to hear them in person because they're really good.
So the power amps of these use EL34s, and the 25 watt units use 6 Victor 6s, 6D6s. And I personally love the sound of EL34s. Maybe it's all those British amps over the years that I have been involved with. It's 2 channels, so it's got a really monster clean channel, and the fact that it's 50 watts in such a compact package takes advantage of the fact that that channel has a tremendous amount of headroom. Now there's a switch on the back though where you can take it from 50 watts to 15 watts. So if you're playing in a place and you want to get more distortion out of the output stage and you don't want to tear the skin off the people in the first row, you can actually flip it down to the 15 watt level. And there's a whole, what would be the right word to describe it? An entire armada of recording features in the back of this amplifier. It can be run silent. It's got a built-in load box. So for example, if you're in a club and they don't want any noise on the stage, or you're in your bedroom and your wife is sleeping in the other room and you don't want to make any noise, it has speaker emulation. It's got 6 different voicings of speaker emulation. So you can make it sound like a variety of Celestion 4x12, single 12s, and so on, that come out of a balanced XLR in the back. And it has its own level control. It has a headphone jack, so you can sit and listen to what you're playing silently through the speaker emulation and the load box of what you're doing. I mean, for example, we have people with these models, not the single 10, but the larger models, in places like Japan. And in Japan, they have paper walls in their houses. And loud amplifiers, they only use them in rehearsal studios. So the same thing happens though with a lot of apartment dwellers, or if you got a studio in the basement and you don't want to disturb anybody else in the house. I mean, just the whole thing. How many places have you played, Mike, where it made sense to run it through the PA system?
Yeah, right? Often it happens, very often, but this will carry the tone that you already are used to at your house straight to that PA, so that's a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's called the silent stage. Yeah. So anyway, the full switching channel, each channel has its own EQ. We use an Accutronic spring reverb, which is getting pretty pricey these days. Most people have gone to digital, and personally I really like the sound of mechanical reverb, which is what these have. So the 10-inch speaker, as we've used in a variety of amplifiers.
That's your favorite 10.
My favorite 10, built exclusively for us by Eminence Speakers. And before Eminence got bought out by the Italian speaker company, I had them build quite a few. So just to be able to do this.
Of them.
Yes,
Great. I love the sound of the speakers.
Yeah, they sound
the general manager at Eminence said, "You better buy some." Not knowing which way the wind blows with the new owner,
Well, if you live in an apartment and you don't like your neighbors, you could definitely wreak some havoc there.
You go either way, whatever way you want to go.
Yeah, definitely. And if you have a squatter in your house,
yes,
or an apartment, you want to get rid of them.
Yeah,
right here.
Like
this thing's got the power to be painful, but it is also sweet sounding.
Yeah.
And so, Michael, show us what this does.
Yeah, so I'm going through the purple one here, and I have the foot switch hooked up. We'll start off a little clean, see what we get. Sound, and then just by the flip of a switch, that'll do it all.
Very cool, very angry, and it sounds great. Also, if you were to just play jazz on this.
Yeah, you could also, yeah.
You just want to go through clean jazz, but kind of mellow it out a little bit. Very cool. So these things, small amp that does everything you need, and you can pretty much tell your roadie that, sorry, but you won't be needing them anymore because this thing will fit in the trunk of your car. Right. So think of all the money you'll save by having one of these amps.
What do they sell for?
Anyhow, Paul, thank you for bringing these in.
You bet.
It's our exclusive.
That's right.
And we're really proud to have them. And there are a lot of these boutique amps that are going for crazy money. These things for the money are pretty hard to beat.
It's a lot of amp for the package.
These are
size.
$29.95.
That's right.
And they're really, really great. I mean, it's like having a stack
Yes.
or having something compact and
Yep.
tight.
You can stick them in the back seat of your Fiat 850.
There you go.
Oh, wait a minute, it doesn't have the back seat. Never mind.
Well, cut that out. But anyhow, thank you guys for watching the videos. These things are the bomb. We've got some black ones in, which is more traditional. So, and I said, let's do some in some colors because I think they're wild enough and crazy enough and cool enough. So thank you, Paul, for doing that for
thank
us.
you, Norman. Thank you.
And if you want the
The
bomb of an
limo
amp,
effect.
this is it right here. And all the guys that got the 25s love them, and those are really great too. And those are 6L6. But
Those
this
are
is
6V6.
6V6, sorry.
Right.
And these with the EL34s are just a little bit more British sounding, but
Yeah.
really, really cool.
It's got the headroom.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's really it.
Check them out here at Norm's Rare Guitars. Thank you guys.